Dragon Ball FighterZ, Fighters? Street Fight? Is a 2D style fighting game released January 26th, 2018. This game wraps up the old school two-dimensional animation style akin to something you'd see in OG Street Fighter in a neat 3D package. I can't yank this game off enough for how absolutely stunning it is. Between the look of the characters and the environments to the gorgeously executed attack animations, the developers just totally nail it. And I would describe the gameplay as easy to pick up, yet tough to master, as you can see in the unholy thrashing that I receive in this PvP match.
Lock back. Take this. Here goes.
So I'd say when it comes to these categories, the developer really hits those beats with Chris Brown levels of precision. Out of all the game modes, I'd have to say that arcade mode was my favorite. It provides just the right amount of challenge without being too easy or too hard, rewarding your hard work with challenging fights, encouraging you to diversify your tactics, and learn how to take advantage of tagging in and assists. I honestly had a hard time finding PvP matches, probably because they were too afraid of getting their asses whooped. But in reality, I think the servers just suck. The entire time I spent playing this game, I was forced out of my section around a dozen times due to a network error. And in the few PvP matches that I did find, I got my ass whooped like I was playing against my alcoholic stepfather. So to make sure that I wasn't being cheated and that I actually suck balls, I decided to go toe-to-toe against the computer on max difficulty.
Target eliminated.
Needless to say, I wasn't being cheated. So in an attempt to piece my ego back together, I decided to lower the difficulty a bit and give it another go.
This'll be a good match.
You're absolutely right, Goku. You are absolutely right. Ha! Ha!
No, there's a huge monster west. Go west, Goku. That's the Guru thing. BT3.
Ha! 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 There's another PvP mode called an arena match, and I tried to start one, but no one wanted to join me. And unlike intercourse, it is not something that I could participate in on my own. And then there's the story mode. Oh, the story mode. Where to start? My dumbass was playing the game in Japanese for about 2 whole hours before I realized you could change the audio from Japanese to English. And you guys might call me a dubtard, but I prefer Goku to be voiced by a man, not an 80-year-old woman. So I know that Dragon Ball games are not known for having spectacular self-contained stories. They typically just have you reliving moments from the anime and movies.
Watch out!
So, you're here at last.
It's you! It's really you!
No shit, what other Frankenstein-looking ass bitch was it about to be? But the story of this game boils down to the tale of a schizophrenic android who is low-key just Kid Buu with tits.
Impressive! impressive. You are quite fast.
Don't come at me looking like this and then be impressed by how fast I am, okay? Bitch. I mean, if it looks like a duck and it sounds like a duck.
Can you quack? Can you quack like a duck when you suck?
And you, the player, are incorporated into the story as some sort of spirit that needs to link with these characters in order for them to be able to fight. The story itself isn't so much an issue as the structure of the mode. It's poorly paced, littered with repetitive tutorial fight after repetitive tutorial fight that just have you beating on a motionless character. And the fights that aren't tutorials aren't much more challenging. The difficulty doesn't even feel like it ramps up at all until you're like 200 fights into the story. And honestly, it all just felt like work. In conclusion. So when it comes to whether I say you should quit it or commit to it, I hit it and I'd say quit it. This game is fun at its core, but I can't recommend it to you at its current $60 price point. I mean, the current server issues really make finding an online match extremely difficult. And online play is the butter to a game like this is bread. And this a dry ass piece of toast. You feel me? But when the price drops to maybe around 30 bucks, go for it. I'd say pick it up. But until then, there are other Dragon Ball games that have been released in the not so distant past that'll totally scratch that DBZ itch with a smaller price tag. And the fact that they make you open a glorified loot box as your first action in this game is pretty piccolo to me. I mean, these kinds of microtransactions are in every modern AAA game, and it's krilling me. And the fact that they would even put them in a Dragon Ball game is just a disrespectfully ballsy move. Dragon Ball Z.
That rage won't be enough to satisfy me.
That's all, folks.